As the clock struck midnight, ushering in the new year, joy in a small coastal village in Russian-controlled Kherson turned to terror. Russian authorities claim Ukrainian drones struck a hotel and café in Khorly, where civilians had gathered to celebrate, shattering the night of festivities with sudden violence. According to Russia's foreign ministry, at least 24 people were killed, including one child, and more than 50 others were injured, among them 6 minors now receiving hospital treatment. Many, officials claim, were burned alive as fire ripped through the crowded building. Vladimir Soldo, the Russian-installed governor of the region, said 3 drones hit the venue during the celebrations. One of the drones allegedly carried an incendiary mixture, triggering a massive blaze that quickly engulfed the structure.
To our great regret, there are children among the victims. There is one child who is difficult to identify at the moment, as it is only possible to estimate from their height. The footage is extremely harrowing. Charred bodies, and it is clearly not just the result of the fire, but also of incendiary munitions that struck after the initial shrapnel hit those present. This is an ordinary café, located in a small resort village near a hotel. Not long before midnight, apparently during our president's speech, such a terrorist act was carried out. Prior to this, the first reconnaissance-type drone was hovering and crashed nearby. Further strikes followed. This was an festive evening, which the enemy disrupted in this manner, attempting to shatter the peaceful lives of citizens and show that peace will not come for a long time yet. That is, they are clearly acting against the aspirations of our president and the president of the United States, who are doing everything to bring about a peace agreement. But apparently the Kyiv regime does not want this, revealing its savage face in this way.
Images released by Soldo's press service showed charred ruins, scorched walls, and bodies covered with sheets amid the rubble. Ukraine's military has not responded to the allegations yet, but Moscow wasted no time assigning blame. Russia's foreign ministry called the strike a deliberate terrorist attack, accusing Ukraine of intentionally targeting civilians gathered for New Year's Eve. The ministry said there was no doubt the attack had been planned in advance, labeling it a war crime. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova went further, saying Ukraine's Western backers were ultimately responsible. Senior Russian politicians, including the speakers of both houses of parliament, issued statements condemning Kyiv. Soldo compared the incident to the 2014 Odessa trade union's house fire, one of the most controversial and painful episodes of the post-Maidan period, when dozens died in a blaze during violent clashes. The comparison underscores how emotionally charged this incident has become inside Russia. Kherson is one of 4 Ukrainian regions Russia claimed in 2022 through referendums widely rejected as illegal by most Western nations. Fighting and drone attacks have continued across these territories as the war grinds on. The strike in Khorly comes amid rising tensions. Just days earlier, Moscow accused Kyiv of a failed drone attack targeting a residence linked to Russian President Vladimir Putin in Novgorod region. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov described that incident as an act of state terrorism. The Kremlin has since claimed the latest attack was aimed not only at civilians, but also at undermining international efforts toward a negotiated settlement, including initiatives supported by US President Donald Trump. For now, investigations continue, facts remain disputed, and verification is limited. But as dawn broke over Khorly, Russian officials say the new year began not with hope, but with fire, loss, and unanswered questions, underscoring once again the brutal human cost of a war with no clear end in sight.
Multiple Ukrainian long-range drones were intercepted as they headed toward the Russian capital on New Year's Eve. Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin confirmed the first interception at 11:55 p.m., moments before President Vladimir Putin began his traditional New Year address. According to Sobyanin, Russian air defense forces destroyed one unmanned aerial vehicle flying toward Moscow. Another drone was shot down shortly after midnight as the city entered 2026. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. on Thursday, 7 more drones were intercepted, extending the overnight alert. Emergency services specialists were dispatched to the crash sites, with officials reporting no casualties or damage. As a precaution, flights were temporarily suspended at Domodedovo Airport. The incident followed another attempted drone raid on Moscow just a day earlier. Moscow Region Governor Andrei Vorobyov said air defenses downed at least 21 hostile UAVs in that attack. One man, aged 57, suffered shrapnel wounds to his back and arm during the previous incident. Ukrainian forces have repeatedly launched drone strikes deep into Russian territory in recent months. Targets have included critical infrastructure and residential buildings, according to Moscow. Russian authorities have described the attacks as desperate acts of terrorism. In response, Moscow says it has carried out strikes on military-linked Ukrainian infrastructure. The stated aim is to degrade Ukraine's drone and weapons production capabilities. Meanwhile, in his New Year address, President Putin expressed confidence in victory amid the nearly 4-year conflict with neighboring Ukraine.
We rely on our own capabilities, on those who are close to us, who are near and precious to our hearts, and we ourselves are always prepared to lend a helping hand. This mutual support gives us the confidence that everything we have envisioned, our hopes and plans, will certainly be fulfilled. Of course, each of us has our own personal, special, and uniquely individual ones, but they are inseparable from the destiny of our homeland, from our sincere desire to benefit it. After all, we are united, the people of Russia. The diligent efforts, the successes, and the accomplishments of each and every one of us are forming new chapters in its 1,000-year-old history. And the enduring strength of our unity truly determines the sovereignty and the security of our fatherland, its continued development, and its future. The New Year is first and foremost a time for believing in a brighter future, in goodness and in good fortune. It's a truly unique and magical holiday when our hearts open wide for love, for friendship, and for compassion, for empathy, and for true generosity. We strive to bring joy and warmth through our attention to all those who are in need of compassion and care. And of course, to support with both word and deed our brave heroes, the participants of the special military operation. You have taken on the immense responsibility to fight for your native land, for truth and for justice. Millions of people across all of Russia, I assure you, are with you this New Year's Eve. They think of you, they empathize, they hope for you. We are united in our sincere, selfless, devoted love for Russia. I congratulate all our soldiers and commanders on the upcoming New Year. We believe in you and our victory.
The latest raids come days after an attempted drone attack on President Putin's state residence. The incident occurred in the Novgorod region between December 28th and 29th.
During the night of December 28 to 29, 2025, the Kyiv regime launched a terrorist attack using 91 long-range unmanned aerial vehicles against the state residence of the President of the Russian Federation in the Novgorod region.